Every radio station is expected to have some basic equipment, and if any of this equipment is lacking in your live studio, they need to have a rethink. They need to fix this. I'm gonna show you some basic equipment that every radio station should have in this video. Hey guys, welcome to another exciting, interesting, superlative video on this channel. My name is Karika Talk. Thank you for joining me. If today is your first time of watching any of my videos, I'm sure you must have been missing. Subscribe, like, and of course share for other people to be a part of this. Today, I want to take you through some basic equipment that every radio station is expected to have. If your radio station is lacking any of this equipment, then of course you need to have a rethink. Of course, you need to fix this accurately. Number one is console, mixer console. A radio station needs, no matter how small, no matter how basic it is, you need a mixer console. That is where all the microphones, where all the speakers, where all the basic are connected to, and this makes your work easier and powerful. A mixer console, as you can see, take a look at this one. This particular console has 12 channels. 4 channels are designed for microphones, and the remaining 8 channels can be used for any other equipment that gives out sound. If you look at this, is a fader. So when you have a fader, that means you fade in and you fade out. Also, we have air button, and this air button you switch on. The moment you switch on the air button, the next thing to do is to raise the fader. Then you speak. You need to do the two before you speak. And of course, a good mixer will give you the best sound. Even before talking about other equipment like sound processor and sound compressor, every other ones, the mixer also has a big role to play in this. And talking about this same console, there are some that come with inbuilt phone, and that's all you need to do. Once the caller calls in, you see the calls coming in, and the next thing to do is to pick it right there and attend to your caller. The next equipment you need to have is a microphone. This is an integral part of a live studio. If you don't have this, then you can't communicate with your listeners. You don't have this, there is no way you can talk to your listener. This is actually very important, one of the most important equipment you can see in a live studio. And a good example is what I have in front of me here, and a good example is what I also have in my live studio. As you can see, is speaking to the mic, and once you speak to the mic, it goes straight into the console, and the console sends it to the processor, to the transmitter, then straight to the listeners. So also, a microphone is one of those major equipment that every radio station is expected to have. Let's move on to headphones. Headphones that you get feedback from what you say. When you speak, you hear yourself immediately. As you're speaking, you are hearing, you are listening to yourself, and this will guide you in order for you to make corrections when necessary, in order to make corrections when you make any kind of error. You hear yourself instantly, and that makes your work easier. You don't listen to your guests, you don't listen to callers, you don't listen to your co-hosts directly. You listen to them in your headphone, and this will bring out a clearer version of whatsoever anyone is saying, because through the use of console, everything was having filtered, and this gives out a very lovely production. Another basic equipment that you're supposed to have in your radio station is a phone. A phone. There are different types of phone, but the good ones are the ones that can be connected to your console. As you can see, this one is connected to the console, and whenever someone is calling, or whenever the caller is trying to reach the studio, all you need to do is just to press one of these buttons, and once you do that, it will be transmitted live. You'll be listening to the caller live, and of course the listeners will be hearing, of course listening to it at the same time. Another important equipment is speaker monitor. There should be at least 2 speakers in a live studio. As when you play music, these are the speakers that be giving you feedback, that be getting the right sound, whether the sound is cool or not. You want to listen to what the listeners are listening to, and these are the reasons why you need a speaker monitor. At least 2 speakers should be in a live studio where you get the best of sound, not just ordinary speaker, but good speakers, quality speakers that will give you good sound. And that is also key in a radio station. Computer system is another important equipment you need to have in your radio station. Nowadays we play song from YouTube. Nowadays you play song with your computer. You don't necessarily need to play your song from a CD player or from a cassette player. Your computer will do all this for you perfectly well. So having a computer around around your studio will go a long way in accessing the internet. In case a listener requests for a song, immediately you get such song on the internet, and your listeners will get it almost immediately. And that's one reason why you need a good system around in your studio. And of course, be reminded that this system need to have a good player inside, and such a player will be the one that will be used to mix your songs when necessary. There are different types that you can lay your hands on. We've got a Zara radio, we've got a virtual DJ, and so on and so forth that you can lay your hands on. These are software that will mix your song. All you need to do is to instruct appropriately, and this software will do the rest for you. On-air light is another equipment that you need. On-air light is a light that is placed in front of the main door into the studio. This is the light that indicates when the microphone is on. This is the light that indicates when the studio is busy, and this tells anyone coming into the studio to stay away or to stay back, or rather come in quietly, because that tells you that the microphone is on and absolute silence is required at that time. Red light, we call it on-air light, is also very important in every live studio. And finally, broadcast desk of furniture. This is a table, or this is actually furniture where all these equipment are placed. You mean your radio, your console, the microphone, the speakers. Some speakers can be placed on this broadcast desk, or sometimes you place them at different angles or in a live studio. And also don't forget that you need a chair, 1 or 2 chairs to sit in the studio, and most of the time you need a very convenient one that will not be too rigid, that you can move, turn left, turn right. This makes your work easier, and that gives you a nice comfort in delivering your lines when necessary. So people, these are some of the major equipment you need in your radio station. If you enjoyed this video, subscribe, like, and share. See you in the next video.